Hi guys, welcome to today's video. So, in today's video we'll be discussing Arcaea's Miss CC charts. Now, I call them Miss CC, but you could also argue that I'm only doing this because I have skill issues and I want affirmation, but we're just going to ignore that. So the first chart on our list is Give Me a Nightmare. Now, how is this an 8.9? Please, I need to know how on earth this is an 8.9. Like, Oblivia is easy. Oblivia is easy, okay? And it's harder than this. It's harder than this. How even was this 9? Like, I am genuinely confused. Like, seriously. This should have been an 8 from the start. So, yeah. Let's just think about this. Attract to your present is a 7. These two charts could perfectly swap places. This is Memory Factory, okay? And I hate this chart. I do not like this chart at all. Nitro, like, I am coming for you. I am suing you. Because this chart sucks. And yes, maybe it's because of the painful school zone pattern. Like, maybe it's because the whole chart is just painfully slow. Or maybe it's because the patterns absolutely suck. But either way, I hate this chart. I actually hate this chart. There should be a 9. There should be a 9. How are these? How is this? And Give Me a Nightmare 8.9. These are not the same. These are not the same. Okay? So, yeah, that's all I've got to say for this chart. It's terrible. It's actually terrible, but nothing worthy to say, I guess. This chart makes no sense. Drop Dead Present makes absolutely 0 sense. First of all, 9, 8, 10. And second of all, this chart is not a 9. This chart is not a 9, okay? The cross hands in this chart are horrible. Horrible, okay? Like, some of the patterns in here are not in a 9. That's all I have to say. I just don't like it. I don't like it. This should be a 9+ in my opinion. Okay? Even a 9.7 would be fine. But there is no way that this is a 9. Next is Vexaria Beyond. Now, this chart is okay, I guess, but there's no way this is an 8. I'm sorry. Like, multiple people have said this. There's no way. There is no way that this is an 8. This is way too hard to be an 8. I'm sorry. Just some of the patterns, the fact that it literally is charted like an April Fool's chart. Like, in my opinion, it should be a 9.0, like an easy 9. It would definitely be an easy 9, but like, I don't think it's an 8.8 at all. Like, it's harder than that, definitely. It's Infinity Heaven. Sorry, no. Infinity Heaven. This chart is absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. I'm sorry. This chart should just not exist. This chart should not exist, okay? Like, I don't know what the compulsion was for Nitro to make this chart. I don't know what the reason was. This chart's just another level of unnecessary. Like, no one asked this horrible chart to be made. Okay, maybe you think I'm overreacting. Okay? But let's just say this: why does it have a longer and harder sound switch pattern? Like, please, tell me why. This is supposed to be a 9, and yet it has a harder 9+ pattern than a 9+. Like, no, this chart is just horrible. This chart is just horrible, okay? There's no excuse. There's no ifs, there's no buts. This chart is just bad, okay? That's just a fact. That is just a fact, okay? Next is this thing. Like, at this point, I'm just convinced that, like, the charters are just trolling us, because this chart is literally April Fool's all day. Like, no, just no. And if the hold plus arc notes couldn't be any more confusing, why don't we just insert some horrible cross hands to make the whole event much better? Like, yeah, why don't we just add that in, you know, to really make this a 9+. This is not a 9.7 in my opinion. It should be a 9.8, but maybe it is just a skill issue, I guess. I don't know. Next is Loveless Dress. Now, I have some opinions on this chart. So, first of all, why is this chart actually so confusing to read? Like, this chart just messes with your muscle memory a lot, and it's a bit unfair. And second of all, how come in like a lot of places this is harder than 9+? Like, this should literally be at least a 9.7. Like, some parts of this chart are really hard to read and really hard to play. Like, even like this is harder than like an easy 9+. Like, this is how hard this chart is. Like, for me at least. Like, this chart is not ranked properly. this chart is like Monochrome Princess. Like, back in the day, like when it was like a 9, and everyone hated that it was a 9 because it was literally so hard. So yeah, please, this chart is not ranked properly. Like, put it as a 9+, please, because it actually is. Finally, from me, is World Ender. Okay, so this chart, this chart, I actually don't think should be a 9.9. Now, like, sure, you could argue that this chart is a little bit too underdeveloped to be a 10, but like, Vicious Heroism doesn't have a lot of 10 patterns, but it's still a 10.0, and if Vicious Heroism is a 10.0 and I can get 9.6 mil on it, then why can't this be a 10.0? This is really hard. This is really hard. In fact, I just have an issue with a lot of 9.9s because they brand themselves as 9+s, but they're really not. Like, they're way too hard. They're way too hard. Okay, 9+s are just weird for me because, like, on one end of the spectrum, I've got EXs, and on the other hand, on the other end of the spectrum, I've got A's. Like, it's a really inconsistent area. I guess that's what mids future like difficulty is, really. Like, just a massive area for ridiculous like amounts of gimmicks and all sorts of random stuff. But yeah, World Ender should be a 10.0 in my opinion. Thanks for watching, and let me know, should I make a part 2 to this? Okay, thanks guys.